Hey everyone, Gretchen Wegner from the Anti-Boring Approach to Powerful Studying here. And last week, I shared with you a story about a client of mine who was studying for Spanish, and she studied the how to conjugate the verbs, but she did not study the actual definitions to the verbs. And I discussed the importance of thinking to yourself in your mind's eye. This shouldn't be pointed to my cheek. This should be pointed to my head. I just can't fit it in the camera. You know, if my teacher is grading me on blank, then I'll probably also need to know blank. So I was telling my friend about the story, and my friend asked me some questions about it, and she was like, why is it that a student wouldn't just assume, like, why does the student need the teacher to walk them through everything? And I shared something with her that she said, oh my goodness, you have to do a video about this. So I'm going to be sharing it with you all. And so here's my belief. My belief is that in progressive education, which is the kind of approach to curriculum and pedagogy that we have created, I would say, over the last like 30-ish years, we have really learned how to teach students in interesting ways, how to capture their attention, how to keep them focused, how to design curriculum so everything is broken down so students pay attention. That's wonderful because on the outset, students are more engaged in class, or they can be in classes that use a lot of these progressive pedagogy techniques. But the problem is that it means the teachers are doing a lot of the work for the students. I realize that I should have made a whiteboard for this, so I'm just going to do it right now while we're doing the video. Are you working harder than your students, is what I'm writing on this board right now. So back in the day, when teachers used to be more lecture-based, and when they just used to pour information into students and expect them to memorize it and then regurgitate it back out on tests, during that time, that's terrible teaching, right? It's so boring. But what it did do was it put the responsibility for the student to, if they were going to pass, they had to figure out what they needed as a learner in order to memorize all that information and then do it. And that was super stressful. In that case, the teacher wasn't working harder. The teacher was just pouring all their knowledge into the student and asking the student to work really, really, really hard to learn it. So what I am interested in, and I don't actually think I've ever said it out loud in this way until this very moment, is I am interested in creating a partnership. This is shaking hands. A partnership between teachers and students, whereby each are working equally hard in terms of processing their own learning, where teachers teach students the skills they need in order to, but like the brain-based skills, the learning-based skills they need in order to be better learners. And then students actually put that learning into practice. And that's kind of what this asking yourself this question is as a student. It's a partnership. Like the teacher has taught you the information about the conjugations. And so you do need to study that, but you're thinking about what else might I need to really know? And oh yeah, the teacher has taught me a bunch of vocabulary or offered a bunch of vocabulary. Maybe I should make sure I have that memorized too, even if the teacher doesn't tell me to do it. And learning can be really exciting and actually can be long-term for students when they partner with their teachers and when their teachers create a kind of curricular structure where they're not doing too much work for their students. And that's exactly what I teach in my course for educators, The Art of Inspiring Students to Study Strategically. And also my course for students, The Anti-Boring Approach to Powerful Studying. These two courses are designed to teach both groups of people the same toolkit so that they can come together and use it together and partner with each other for the good of the students' learning. I hope that was interesting. And I'm curious about whether you agree or disagree with me about anything I've said. I would love to hear it. And if you're interested in checking out any of these courses, you can find it at my website, gretchenwegner.com. And there's a courses page, and just page down, and there are courses for students and parents and courses for educators, and just check them out. I think you'll be glad you did. And I'll see everybody next week. Bye, you guys.